how or when, but what I can say with confidence is that it is New York City. And based on, I've been doing this over 20 years. I've seen the cycles of 9/11 and 2008. New York always comes back, always comes back. The history of New York, if you look far back to the Depression, always comes back. When it will come back, we don't know exact time. I don't think that we'll come out of this in a few weeks and all of a sudden it's going to shoot back up. Obviously, it's going to come back. People are going to dip their toe in. But I think that once it does come back, there is going to be pent-up demand. And in terms of pricing, which we're getting a lot of questions about, and we'll get into some specifics, including what we're doing right now with our sellers and our buyers. And there is still stuff going on. Slower, obviously.
Stephen, I think that's a key thing. Just to kind of talk about the last couple of weeks and what's been in the trades in terms of virtual showings and closings online and appraisals that are done on the desktop. I think it's really important, if you're in the process currently, not to panic. It's going to get done. It's going to take a little bit longer. It's going to be a little more complicated, but we're seeing deals get done. I think to speak quickly about virtual showings, that was sort of a buzzword that first week we were at home. And I think we all kind of felt like, oh, we're just going to be doing videos and showing virtually our apartments. And I think the truth of the matter is we have done it a couple of times, but it's not going to lead to numerous transactions. I think right now, I've had a couple of buyers that have said they're in the middle of the process. They're trying to get an appraisal. They're trying to get information from their title company. And I think the best advice is just to kind of realize that this is all going to get done, but it's going to take a little bit longer than normal.
So we're readjusting. It's a great point, Tim. We're adjusting to a new way, and a new way, frankly, of business that we haven't done it this way before. No one has. So in terms of, we actually got a contract signed a week ago. And now, granted, this was something that literally the last day that I was able to show, I showed this apartment, they made an offer, we negotiated, and we got a contract signed. So attorneys are all still working. We're in touch with them. Everything's obviously all remote. If I just use this one example of the one that we just got signed, we have an appraiser that they can't get into the building. The building's not allowing people in. So we're doing a remote appraisal. Someone who lives in the building that we know is going into the apartment. They're doing a FaceTime video tour of the apartment for the appraiser to see. They'll be able to do their appraisal, and then we'll move on to board approval and then to closing. We also, 2 weeks ago, we actually had, which was not the norm. I can count on my hands how many times we had video board interviews with, this is specifically obviously for co-ops in New York City. And for the most part, boards did not like them. We'd have people fly in from overseas for a board interview. But nowadays, it seems like, obviously, they have no choice. They're open to it. And we had a board interview 2 weeks ago. Thank God the buyers were approved. God, I hate to, on top of all this, tell someone they weren't approved for a co-op purchase. But so now we're moving to closing, getting furniture moved out, and how we're dealing with that. And very frankly, it's new because the building doesn't want to allow people that aren't essential or tenants, residents of the building into the building. So we're dealing with how to close with the buyer's furniture in place, and then when this lifts a bit and we can get movers in. So I think the point to all this is we're adjusting, and everyone is, and we're trying to figure it out as we go along. But what I've noticed is everyone, from management agents to our real estate attorneys to movers, everyone is really coming together and trying to figure this out and working together, which is terrific and what we need to do right now.